Welcome to Moneywise, a financial literacy webinar. As we wait for the rest of the participants to enter the Zoom sessions, let us spare some time for a few reminders to take note of in the duration of the program. First, please rename your Zoom name upon entry to org_first name space last name. For example, SUJ_Finex_Rans Malo. Second, once the program begins, everyone's mic must be muted. Third, please utilize the raise hand feature via your Zoom actions to be recognized. Fourth, we highly encourage everyone to use the Moneywise Zoom background when their cameras are on. The organizers sent the link in the chat box, so just check it out there. Fifth, please practice proper webinar etiquette throughout the event. There should be no usage of foul words. Sixth, for any concerns you may have, please don't hesitate to reach out to our Moneywise organizers. That's it, friends. Just stay tuned. We will begin shortly. Welcome to Moneywise, a financial literacy webinar. As we wait for the rest of the participants to enter the Zoom sessions, let us spare some time for a few reminders to take note of in the duration of the program. First, please rename your Zoom name upon entry to org_first name space last name. Example, SUJ Malo. Second, once the program begins, everyone's mic must be muted. Third, please utilize the raise hand feature via your Zoom actions to be recognized. Fourth, we highly encourage everyone to use the Moneywise Zoom background when their cameras are on. The organizer sent the link in the chat box, so just please check it out. Fifth, please practice proper webinar etiquette throughout the event. There should be no usage of foul words. Lastly, for any concerns you may have, please do not hesitate to reach out to our Moneywise organizers. That's it, everyone. Just stay tuned. We will begin shortly. Welcome to Moneywise, a financial literacy webinar. As we wait for the rest of the participants to enter the Zoom sessions, let us spare some time for a few reminders to take note of in the duration of the program. First, please rename your Zoom name upon entry to org_first name space last name. Example, SUJ_Finex_Renz Malo. Second, once the program begins, everyone's mic must be muted. Third, please utilize the raise hand feature via your Zoom actions to be recognized. Fourth, we highly encourage everyone to use the Moneywise Zoom background when their cameras are on. The organizers sent the link in the chat box. Fifth, please practice proper webinar etiquette throughout the event. There should be no usage of foul words. Lastly, for any concerns you may have, please don't hesitate to reach out to our Moneywise organizers. All right. Hello, everyone. A pleasant afternoon to us all. I hope you're all doing great wherever you are now. So we are here today to be a little smarter, money-wise, to know more about personal financial management, budgeting, and even investing, which are very essential to be knowledgeable about since we are going to be young professionals soon and we are going to be doing adult things, right? So we bring this event to you to somewhat help you on that journey. With that said, everyone, welcome to Moneywise, a financial literacy webinar brought to you by Silliman University Junior Financial Executives. This is GNK, your host for today from the Silliman University League of Hosts. I hope you're all keeping safe and healthy, whether you may be tuning in from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, or even outside the Philippines. We sincerely hope for your safety and wellness. So everyone, if you are ready to be money wiser, can we receive heart reacts from our participants this afternoon? Okay, can we receive heart reactions, guys? Thank you so much for that. So without further ado, let us begin today's event with the opening prayer to be followed by the national anthem.
Dear God, thank you for the opportunity to meet together. Please help us to come together to make this institution reflect your kingdom. Breathe life into our ideas and decisions. Help us build a team that has love and respect at its heart. Give us the strength to continue working for your kingdom in this time of pandemic. Lord, come give us the inspiration to be the best we can be. May we be a shining example of your goodness and truth within, wherever we are. Inspire our thoughts, discussions, and ideas, and continue to remind us that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish, is for the pursuit of truth for the greater glory of you. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Mayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, halab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Upang hinirang, duyan ka ng isil.
Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong baka, may ginagam tula at awit sa panglayang minamahal. Ang kislat ng watawan mo'y tagumpay na nagdidinig, ang bituin at araw na kailan pamay maghihiling.
All right, at this juncture, everyone, allow me to call on our very dynamic and supportive financial management coordinator, Assistant Professor Rene Hunterial, for his opening remarks. A round of virtual applause, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Moneywise Financial Literacy Webinar brought to you by the Suleiman University Junior Financial Executives. Yes, through the hard work of Mr. Malo, Ms. Banogbanog, thank you. And today should be interesting. The talk is about how to manage your finances amidst this pandemic, and I'd say even beyond. We have a great speaker, Mr. Erwin Barron, formerly one of our alumni from the College of Business Administration also. And he's, thank you, sir, and welcome. And thank you for the effort you're going to be, that you've given to us already. To help our students learn how to manage their finances well, again, during the pandemic and beyond. Okay, so again, looks like a great webinar. There will be quizzes, there are prizes. I think there are prizes. Yes, there are prizes. And we have a great speaker, so please prepare your questions for him. I'm sure you'll be happy to answer them. Again, thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon.
Okay, thank you, sir, for welcoming us. Indeed, today will be interesting. Okay, so now, everyone, before we proceed on the program proper, let us see first if our audience this afternoon are ready to be money wiser. So are you guys ready to be money wiser? Can we receive thumbs up from the group? Okay, can I see thumbs up? Okay, I can only see a few thumbs up. So, dili pa ready ang all? Charot. So, of course, with this icebreaker we have for you, you will be really ready. Okay, guys. So, we have prepared a mini game for you this afternoon. This is called what's the sound, I believe, or name that sound rather. So the organizer will pick the sounds that will be played. Every category will have a sound provided, and each category has 5 distinct sounds. So our organizers will play a sound, and then all you have to do is you have to guess what that sound is. So we have 3 categories, and each category we have 5 rounds. So all in all, we have 15 rounds. Okay? So is that understood lang? Take note that our organizers will chat start. So katong mga after na sa start, we will credit them lang katong after na sa start na pag-chat sa organizers. Okay? Okay, so our first category is about objects related to school. So basin bag, zipper sa bag, or kaya kanang mga pencil case, mga tin can, di ba na may mga pencil case nga katong murag metal. So basining ana. Our second round are song titles that are in instrumental versions. And then our third round is about random stuff. So basin about ni siya tingog sa electric fan, or kaya kanang pag-close open sa doorknob. So guys, abang-abang lang, okay? Take note that we will be giving 60,000 pesos to whoever wins. So, char lang, 60 pesos lang, guys. And then, once someone has won, they won't be able to participate again, so that there are a lot of winners and then everybody will be happy, okay? Can we see your thumbs up lang if gets lang ang instructions? Okay, so naay sound, and then inyo lang i-guess ang sound after sa start sa organizers, okay? So, I can see na the thumbs up of everyone. Okay, so we will start now in 3, 2, 1, go. For our first sound. What do you think that sound is? Okay, na natin mga answers, dear ladies and gentlemen. Okay, congratulations to Mr. Nestor Eresa from Silliman Economic Society. You got it right. That is a sound of a flipping book. Okay, that is a book. So congratulations. Let's proceed. Okay, makadug kog clicking sounds. What do you think that is? Okay, na ini answer keyboard, na ini answer og calcu. So after the word start, we have Mary from SUJ Finex. She answered calcu. Pero gets na nga calculator na, no? So congratulations, Mary. You are now 60 pesos richer. Congratulations. So for our next sound, 1, 2, 3, start. Okay. Okay, na nag-click. Okay. Now, congratulations to from UAPSA, UAPSA, Noiri Sean. He answered or she answered mouse. So congratulations, that is a computer mouse indeed. Okay, next sound. Start. Okay, yes naman, Raquel from SES. That is keyboard. Congratulations, Raquel. That is a computer keyboard sound. So paspas kaya atong mga guys, congratulations. Paspas di kayo mag-hands. Okay, for our last sound for this category, which are object related in school, let's have it. Start. Oops, na may answer og door, na may answer og printer, na may answer. Unsa gyud sa ito nga answer? Can we reveal it? Okay, the answer is printer. So congratulations for Anne Bernardo. Am I right? She answered printer. Congratulations, dear. You are now 60 pesos richer too. Okay, that is it for our first category. So mga Bernadette Beshki. Okay, I'm so sorry, Bernadette and Bernadette. Again, congratulations, and congratulations to our 5 winners. So napatay 10 guys, dili maguol, okay? So our next round again are song title. So mga instrumental ra mo ipa-music, and you have to guess the title, okay? In 3, 2, 1, start. We're pang maoy ni guys. Okay, we have a winner. Okay, we have a winner. That is 1251 by Chrissy and Erica. So the first one who got it right, kay si Mitch Balbuena from UAP SA again. Congratulations. Mitch. Okay. Goods na alaga maoy jud bitaw ana si Ren Salvador. Maoy kaayo ay. Kinsay nagpili dyan ng songs. Baka naman. Feeling ako kay party siya sa SMP, guys. Samahan na malalamig ang Pasko. Okay, for our next song. Start. Okay. Okay, can we reveal the answer to that? The answer is 2-2. Congratulations to Mr. Neo Mark Santillan. He got a 2-2 in all caps lock. TU, caps lock jud siya. Naninood jud siya 60 pesos. Congratulations, Neo Mark. Okay, for our next song. Paano siya, guys? Birit song. Nanay may answer of all by myself. All by myself ba ang answer? I believe not. Hindi pa. Yes pa mo, guys. Kanta jud ko ron. Ayaw ko ninyo ulata mo. Kanta jud ko ron. Char. Okay. I think we have the correct answer now. Okay, the correct answer is Listen by Beyonce from the one and only CBA Governor, Sheila Valor. Congratulations, Shing! You got it right. The concert yun ni si Arva, nagpaila jud. Congrats! Okay, our next song. 3, 2, 1, start. Kanigay, na-jud ni sa mga hibalag. Hala. I-disown ang mga wala ka remember ani nga song. Did we got the correct answer? I don't think we have the correct answer still. Okay, we already have the correct answer. Congratulations to Mr. Rafael Carion from Ries. He got it right. That is from Biyahing Dumaguete, guys. I-disown jud mo koan Wilfredo nga wa mo kabuan nga song. Di mo taga Dumaguete, char lang. Okay, congratulations again to our 5 winners. Now for our last category, we have random stuff. Okay, ana si Rafael Carion. Happy Fiesta di ay. Happy Fiesta Dumaguete. Okay, para na mo pang fiesta, guys. Pampliti na ng 60, di ba? So, guess jud man atong mga games. Okay, we have still 1 category and 5 rounds. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go. Song pa to? We still have 1 song? Okay, go. Okay. We already have the correct guesser. I'm so sorry. Song pa dito siya, guys. Pero nagyapin naka-guess. Laban ni Angelo Desor. Congratulations for guessing that from SU. From sagay to siya gikan. Angela Desor, congratulations from SUJ Finex gihapon di ay. Okay, that is Ama Kabugera by Maymay, diba? Okay, third round na, guys. Muna juday niya akong giingon. Okay, ready na ang all? Ready na itong mga keyboard warriors in 3, 2, 1, go! Unsa na nga sound, guys? Makita na ninyo sa kitchen. Okay. So, ang makita sa kitchen. So, ang ilang gi-answer kitchenware. Very good jud kay nato mga siliman yan. Okay. So, the correct answer is utensils. Nigo, yung first answer kay utensils na igo. Naigo ka, girl. Okay, congratulations. But I believe Anne Bernadette has already won, right? So we will be giving it to another person. So from Yes, Kiana Monroy, congratulations, she got it right. Am I right? Yes. Okay. Congratulations. Next speaker, next sound. Okay. Start. Okay. Okay, so ing muna ang tingog no basta ka na maglakaw-lakaw na imong parents sa bunta basta mamukaw na di ba? Mailhan jud na nimo nga sound. So the correct answers is footsteps. So na mi answer og heels, walking, shoes. So the correct answer is shoes or footsteps. Congratulations to RSF Norshima UP. Congratulations. Okay, next sound. Start. Oops, guitar, no. Guitar, speaker, Bluetooth. So, let's reveal. Kuan siya guys, 2 words. Okay, nanay naka-guess. Congratulations to congratulations. Nari may answer Bluetooth. Naray may answer speaker. So we will take the 2 words nga answer. The correct answer is Bluetooth speaker. Okay, congratulations to Yes Hanver Kian Paalisbo. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing your name right, but still you are 60 pesos richer, so congratulations. Na may answer, the Bluetooth device is connected successfully. Kunsaon jud na ay. Okay, for our fourth sound guys, laban na jud atong duha na lang ka answers. Okay, 1 2 3 start. Okay, mapaspas mang type sa everyone. Okay, the correct answer is coins or coin. We will okay na pud guro nang na-S no. Okay, the correct answer is coin. Coin naman to ang sound. Pero okay lang coins, guys. Congratulations to Chad Sun. You are now 60,000 richer. Congratulations. And for our last sound, everyone, wait lang, ready na ang tanan, no? Ready na tanan? In 3, 2, 1, go. Ni dagan is dumagete guys. Na may answer og radio, na may answer og raining, na may answer og green. So, can we reveal the answer now? The correct answer is sea waves. So na may answer og waves, and that is UAPSA Dre Ponce. So congratulations Dre for winning 60 pesos. Okay. So that's it, everyone, and congratulations again to all our winners. Don't worry, our organizer Pauline will just chat you. Okay, so abang-abang lang sa inyo ang messenger because you will be winning 60 pesos Gcash, I believe. Okay, congratulations and thank you so much to everyone, to our participants right now who are very cooperative in our mini game. So right now, we will dive to the program proper. To introduce our speaker for this afternoon, help me welcome the Internal Vice President of SUJ Finance, Ms. Jespearl Banogbanog. Let's give her a round of virtual applause.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Our speaker today is a BSBA Management Silliman University alumni. He is the president of the Rotary Club of Tolong Bayawan year 2011. Currently, he is the business manager of RCBC Bayawan for 14 years and counting. He is also the auditor of Bayawan City Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the treasurer of the City People's Council, the chapter auditor of the Knights of Rizal, the vice president of Chomps One Piece, the vice chairman of Bayawan City Investment Board, and the chairman of Integrity Circle I4J. Everyone, please help me welcome our speaker for today, Mr. Erwin Barron.
Thank you, Jespearl, for that very warm introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to Sir Rene Hontorial, your management advisor, and to the rest of the faculty who are around to join us in this Moneywise speaking engagement, and of course our organizers for a job well done, and also, and of course to our CBA students who are joining this afternoon's engagement. I am here. I was given a task, to speak about how we manage finances. So I'm only given 30 minutes. So it would be better for me to start now. Okay, I'm just too confused because I just had my chicken packs, that's why I'm covering my face because I'm a late bloomer. But moving forward, yes, I would like to start now with my presentation. Okay. Okay, I graduated in Silliman way back in 1998, and it's been 23 years. No, I don't know if my mentors are still with Silliman. Attorney Tinagan, Ma'am Inkoy, Ma'am Alcano, of course, Attorney Futalan, Ma'am Panagiton, si Ma'am Tumapole. It's been a while, and although I have visited Silliman, from time to time because I have a sister-in-law there who is staying in the dorm, staying in one of the cottages because he's also a professor at Silliman College of Nursing. Okay, moving forward, I am here to talk on how to manage your finances. No, it's not only in the pandemic, in the wider scope. So, might as well start. I have prepared 4 tips on how to manage your finances. First is make a budget. Second, spend your money wisely. Third, make smart investments. And fourth is build your savings. And I have added here also a few money saving tips, especially to you college students. Okay. Personal financial management is a subject that is not taught in many schools, but it is something that nearly everyone has to deal with in their lives later on. College is a great time to learn how to manage your finances and build habits that will help set the stage for financial success for the rest of your life. Can you hear my, is it better if I take off my mask? Pearl?
It's okay, Tito.
Okay. 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 With more clarity in your spending and saving habits, you can work toward bigger goals, such as paying off your student loan debt, traveling, and saving money for future milestones, like moving to a new city after college. Well, the main focus is, of course, getting a quality education. College also provides a great opportunity to develop the money skills you need after you graduate. You should start making smart choices about your money now in order to set up a solid foundation for the future. That means building a foundation of financial literacy now. Too many students are graduating in the red and facing difficult financial choices when they are just starting out. If you want to get on the right track and ensure you leave college in good financial shape, let me give you a few tips on how to manage your finances. First, of course, is make a budget. Does any one of you have tried making a budget out of your allowances? Maybe some. Well, making a budget is very important. Okay. First is you set up a budget and keep track of all your expenses. Just get an idea of what you spend money on during in any given month. Save all your receipts. Make note of how much cash you need and figure out how much money you have left over when the next calendar turns. Learning how to budget and setting financial goals as a college student is important. The idea of mapping out a budget may seem overwhelming at first. So, for you students, who has the energy to sit down and plan out the finer points of your financial situation after a long day of classes, exams, and other obligations? But it can actually be fairly easy to do. You just have to manage your time. A college budget is a very powerful tool in personal finance. When you create a budget and track your spending habits, you have insight into where your monthly income is going and where you need to cut back. Living on a budget doesn't mean you can never have any fun. It means the fun you do have won't prevail you from paying your bills. Spend some time thinking about all the living expenses you are responsible for each month. Start with the basic college expenses like tuition, rooms and board, or rental and utilities if you are living off campuses. Textbooks and class supplies, phones, or even car payments for those who are privileged. And insurance or public transportation costs. Haircuts, mga toiletries, and of course, the most important, food. When you have made a plan for the money you have, you can rest easy knowing your priorities are covered. So next, after setting up a budget and keeping track of all your expenses, the next step is be honest with yourself about your budget. Setting a budget will open your eyes on how much money you spend. If they haven't been opened already, many people are setting a budget. Your money, it's your money. There's really no sense in lying to yourself about how much you are going to spend when making a budget. The only person you hurt when doing this is yourself. On the other hand, if you have no idea how you spend your money, your budget may take a few months to solidify. In the meantime, don't put down any hard numbers until you can get realistic with yourself. For example, if you have 2,000 pesos allocated to savings every month, but you know that it will constantly be a stretch in order to meet that goal, it's really difficult for you to have the 2,000 savings. Don't put it down. Put down a number that's realistic. For you student, like say 500 pesos. Then go back to your budget and see if you can adjust it to loosen up cash somewhere else. And then funnel or put it into your savings. Third is keep track of your budget over time. The hard part of a budget is that your expenses may change from month to month, depending on your needs and wants, of course. The great part of a budget is that you'll have kept track of those changes, giving you an accurate idea of where your money went during the year. And the easiest way to stop on top of your finances is to track where your money is going. Regularly take a look at what you've been spending your money on and see where you can make cuts or spend more effectively. You might not realize how much your small daily purchases add up until you take a look at your income and expenses. Creating a budget is one thing. Sticking to it can be more complicated. The next step is to track your budget on paper to determine if they match with your real world experience or require fine tuning. Tracking expenses by date is also a key. For example, if you have budgeted 5,000 pesos for your monthly food budget, but use it up in just 2 weeks, you know you need to make adjustments, right? Setting a budget will open your eyes to how much money you spend, if they have been opened already. Many people, after setting a budget, realize that they spend money on pretty petty things, especially to persons who are impulse buyer. Then what is impulse buying? Anyone? Okay. An impulse buying is an unplanned decision by a consumer to buy a product or service made such purchase. One who tends to make such purchases is referred to as an impulsive purchaser, impulse buyer, or compulsive buyer. And I admit that I too is an impulse buyer. So where do we draw the line? Especially when we go to Robinsons. You go with your family. That is why sometimes I just let my family go inside. I just stay in my car. Because every time when I see some new things or new items, I would gladly go and visit that shop. And that's a thing. That's impulse buying. So I think everyone loves to be an impulse buyer also because it's an opportunity for some. But of course, you have to draw the line. Okay? Make sure that you have extra funds. That's it. Or budget for this type of behavior so that you won't go beyond your budget. This knowledge allows you to adjust your spending habits and put the money towards more meaningful areas. Plan for the unexpected. Setting a budget will also teach you that you never know when you'll have to pay for something unexpected, but that the unexpected will come to be expected. If you have a car, or let's say motorcycle, but you obviously don't plan on your car or motorcycle from breaking down, or when you become a parent, your child needing medical attention, but it pays to expect these contingencies to happen because they are likely to happen, and be prepared for them financially when they come. Our next tip is spend your money wisely. First, when you can borrow or rent, don't buy. Okay. How often have you used a videoke? This is very popular, right? Filipinos love to sing. Everyone loves videoke. That's why we have a lot of singers. Right? How often do you use videoke? Only to have let it collect dust for months in your house. Or when an occasion is celebrated, right? You can't just sing any time of the day or every day as you have neighbors around you who always wanting you to stop. Unless, of course, if you're a good singer, when they would love to let you sing the whole day. No? A few examples are books, magazines. These can all be rented for smaller amounts of money. Right? Renting often saves you the hassle of upkeep, keeps room in your storage, di ba? I used to love katong mga pocket books because internet was not a thing in our time. So we have to buy pocket books. And I have a lot in my house. And now it's very, you just put it in the storage, and for upkeeping it, it's very, sometimes it's tired because you have to clean it up always, right? So renting is one way of saving you from the hassle of storing it, for upkeeping, for cleaning it, no? And of course, generally causes you to treat items better. Sayang mo po, right? So don't just rent blindly. So it's I don't uh, uh, suggest that you don't rent. Okay, if you think you can use an item for long enough, it may be best to buy. Perform a simple cost analysis to see whether renting or buying is in your best interests. Okay, I'm not saying that you totally don't buy it. It's your call, depending on your needs or depending on your wants. If you love to have collections. The next is, if you have the money, pay a high down payment on your mortgage. So when you become a young adult, when you, of course, you're an adult already, when you got a job, this is most probably some of you will be staying in a condo, in an apartment, building your own house, availing some car loans, right? So for many people, buying a home is the most costly and significant payment you'll ever make in your lives. For this reason, it helps to be in the know on how to spend your mortgage money wisely. Your goal in paying off your mortgage should be to minimize interest payments and fees while balancing out the rest of your budget. Prepay early upfront. No? The first 5 to 7 years of a mortgage are generally when your interest payments are high. So paying off early will help increase your equity fast by lowering your interest payments. You talk to your lender, about financing, your banks. If you can finance your loan down from 10% to 8% to 6%, for example, while still making the same payments, go for it. You could knock off years in the mortgage. Next is understand that owning a credit card may be very important for establishing credit. Do some of you now have credit cards, students? Perhaps some of your parents recommended you to their banks a supplementary card. So for example, if I am a principal, I am a primary card holder, I entrusted a card to my son, to my daughter. That's what you call supplementary card, supplementary credit card. And your parents can allocate how much limit you are allowed to use. Let's say, for example, 5,000. Okay, for example, Gian, I can allocate 5,000 for Gian. So that's the only limit that you can use, so that during if emergency comes, she has funds to use. Okay, and this is very important, establishing credit. A high credit score may unlock significantly lower interest rates and opportunities for new loan, even if you rarely use a credit card, because a lot are afraid to use credit card because of the interest and the spending habit. It is important to have one. If you don't trust yourself, you can just lock it in your drawer. Do not bring your credit card. Just use it in emergency. Treat your credit card like cash. That's what it is. Some people treat their credit cards like unlimited spending device, running up balances they know they can pay off and only making the minimum monthly payment. So if you have, say for example, 50,000, you rack it up to 48,000 of spending, and you only pay for how much? 1,000, 2,000? Then the credit card company will have to charge you with finance charge and another interest for interest fees. So it will add up to your outstanding balance, and that's where the problem begins. In plain English, okay, that means if you're going to do this, if you're just paying for the minimum payment, be prepared to spend significant amount of your money on interest payment and fees alone. Shoot for a low credit utilization. A low credit utilization means that the debt you put on your credit card is proportionally low to your overall limit. In plain English, that means that if you have an average monthly balance of 2,000 pesos on your credit card, but your limit is 20,000, so the ratio of your debt to your limit is 1:10, right? So if you have an average monthly balance of 10,000 on your credit card, so that means you use 10,000 out of your credit limit of 20,000. So your credit utilization is going to shoot through the roof. That means it's about 50% on 1:2. Your credit score will factor into everything from renting an apartment to buying a car, a house. Okay, there are many ways to try to build your credit. The two best ways to building credit are to make payments on time and to borrow only what you need. Okay. Learning about the factors that influence your credit report and what you can do on improving your score are essential steps towards controlling your financial future. Also, be careful with credit card debt. Many college students have ruined their credit by taking easy money from credit cards and digging themselves a debt hole they can't get out. That's because using cards can be tough to navigate when you are just starting out and you don't want to learn about fees and interest the hard way. One strategy some students use to build up their credit is to only use their credit card for one specific purpose or one specific expense, such as buying books, or if you have cars, gas to drive to and from school. So they only use your credit card for those purposes. If you make small purchases and regularly pay the balance off in full, you'll avoid racking up interest charges, but still get that boost to your credit card score. A student credit card is a great first step in establishing a good credit history. Building good credit might not seem like a priority when you are still in school, but you will need it down the road if you want to finance a car, buy a house, okay, or qualify for the best credit card offers, promos, discounts, sales. Your credit can even affect your job prospects and your ability to rent an apartment because you will be undergoing a credit investigation. The company that you will be working will undergo a CI. They will try to check your credit scoring, if you have loans, if you have unpaid debts, on all of this. But if you have credit cards and you have used it wisely, then that's a positive on your credit score. Our next tip is make smart investments. Familiarize yourself with different investment options. Okay. As we grow up, we realize that the financial world out there is so much more complicated than we envisioned. There are literally options to trade imaginary items. There are futures to bet on things that have not yet happened. There are sophisticated bundles of stocks. The more you know about financial instruments and possibilities, the better off you'll be when it comes to investing your money. Even if that wisdom consists only of knowing when to back away. The sooner you start investing, the more time your money will have to build interest. You also have to invest less money to reach your retirement goals if you start at an early age. Okay. So these are just some of the different investment options. Now we have stocks. Okay, I know you have your professor, the faculty, CPA faculty have already discussed with you the different investment options. We have stocks. These are shares in the ownership of a business. No? Bonds. It's a form of debt that the issuing entity promises to repay at some point in the future. So we have two types of bonds. We have corporate bonds like Ayala bonds, SM bonds, RCBC bonds. Company they are offering these to the market because they wanted to expand their business, and they're paying you for a certain interest, say 5 years. Sometimes it's tax free, and sometimes it's tax also, and it's a way also of paying off the upcoming matured borrowings of the company. And for bonds, we also have government bonds, no, the retail treasury bonds. These are guaranteed by the Republic of the Philippines. Yeah. So we also have mutual funds. What is mutual funds? It's a pool of money collected from many investors for the purpose of investing in stocks, bonds, and other securities. Banks do have mutual funds. In RCBC, most of the banks have what we call UITF. It's a mutual fund, no? Unit Investment Trust Fund. In RCBC, you can only as low as 5,000 pesos you can now invest in our mutual fund. So since you are still a student, you have limited knowledge on how to invest your money, and at a minimum of 5,000. So that is why we have a mutual fund we call UITF, because all the funds that the clients of a bank are investing, the investment managers are pulling it into one, and they are the one handling it to be invested to different companies. So libre na, it's how do you call it? Managing your funds is already free because it's the investment manager of the bank that is handling it. So all you have to do is just monitor from time to time, check the market. Time deposit, very familiar, of course. It's an interest-bearing bank account that has a date of maturity. So time deposit is a fixed. It's a fixed interest-bearing investment, and of course it's low risk because fixed man siya, no? It does not involve the market that much. So let us, for example, if you have 500,000, you place it in a bank through time deposit, you can place it in 30 days. You can place it in 60 days, 90 days, 180 days, 1 year, 2 years, up to 5 years. You can do that. So the higher the long term of your time deposit, the higher the interest rate. But you can also renew it if you want to, like 30 days. You can renew it after 30 days, after 60 days, or 1 year, after 1 year, depending on your needs. Because some of the clients are putting time deposit because they will be using the funds in 90 days or let's say 6 months. So better to earn slightly higher than the regular savings interest. So better put it time deposit, which is very safe now because it's guaranteed. Of course, PDIC it's 500,000, and of course the interest is fixed. So whatever the interest is, that's what you get. Okay, and it is also taxable. The government will always come in. The government has to earn. It's taxable. There will be 20% withholding tax on your time deposit, and of course of your savings also. That's a very common time deposit and very simple also. We also have life insurance. No, life insurance it's a contract between an insurer and a policy owner. A life insurance policy guarantees the insurer pays a sum of money to named beneficiaries when the insured dies in exchange for the premiums paid by the policyholder during their lifetime or enjoy the benefits of the investment part of the insurer if he outlived the policy. Unlike before, when you say life insurance, I won't get the life insurance because only my beneficiaries will benefit it. When I die, I won't benefit from from my investment. It's my family. So, but now that concept is now changed now. Why? Because life insurance now has an investment side. So it's investment at the same time insurance. You say when the insurer dies, the beneficiary can get the benefits of his policy, whatever, how much value or how much funds he invested in the life insurance. But there are also product, the life insurance that the insurer will have to pay in 5 years. So after 5 years, if the insurer is still alive, of course, on the 6th year, 7th year, 8th year, he can withdraw his funds. So with that, he can now enjoy the benefits of his investment. So we have a lot of options there now. That's how the life insurance works now. Unlike before, only my family will benefit from it. My wife, my children. But this time, we already have investments attached to the life insurance. Okay. Next is, if you're going to put money into the stock market, don't gamble with it. Many people try to day trade in the stock market, betting on small gains and losses in individual stocks every day. While this can be an effective way of making money for the seasoned individual, it is extremely risky and more like gambling than investing. When you invest in the stock market, you really have to monitor it every hour. Sometimes it rose to you earn 3,000. After 30 minutes, it goes down to 2,000, and then after 5 minutes, you now lose 1,000. That's how stock market works. If you want to make a safe investment in the stock market, invest for the long term. Okay? That means leave your money invested for 5, 10, or 15 years or more, unless if you're a risk taker. If you're a risk taker, then go for the daily grind in the stock market. Next is have good insurance coverage. They say that smart people expect the unexpected and have planned for what they do just in case. You never know when you need a large sum of money, right? During an emergency. Having good insurance coverage can really help tide you over through a crisis. Talk with your family about different kinds of insurance that you can purchase to help you in the event of an emergency. I already discussed with you life insurance, no? Yeah. Let's go to health insurance. If you have to pay for unexpected hospital and doctor bills, no? If you do not have funds for this, when we got hospitalized, especially nowadays during the pandemic, it entails a lot of it really slices much of your budget. Minimum of 100,000, 200,000, especially if you're a COVID victim. They say it reaches 700,000. Some even paid 1 million, 1.3 million, depending on how many days or how many months you are belated in the hospital. You see, if you don't have emergency fund, mind you, or if you do not have any health insurance, it will really eat up your budget. And of course, where will you go? You will take a loan. In other words, mangutang, just to pay for the hospital bills. Because where else can we go? Unless if you have a lot of assets that you can dispose. So be it. But if not, you take a loan, pay for the interest. That's how it is if you're not prepared, right? So we have got a lot of health insurance in the country. And the insurance companies have, those insurance companies that have life insurance like Sun Life, they have Sun Life Prepa, they have health insurance also. Home insurance, okay? If something unexpected harms or destroys your home, for example, there's an earthquake, what will happen to your home? Huge high intense earthquake, like intensity 7 or 8, and it destroys your home. What will happen to your family? You'll have to live in the streets. Of course, you have to live to your distant relatives, and you will feel pity for your family because they don't have a home to stay because of these calamities. Or let us say fire. Yeah? Your home, nasunog ang iyong balay. What will happen? Everything will remove ashes. And where will your family go? But if you have home insurance, your home is covered, then the insurance company will take care of it. We are not expecting this, no, but this to happen. But it's reality. You just have to prepare for the eventuality. But if you have home, like for example, in RCBC, we have a sister company, and I believe some of you knows Malayan Insurance. No? Malayan Insurance is the number 1 non-life insurance company in the Philippines for 60 years. You can have your home insured with Malayan with only 1,500 pesos plus additional taxes. Your house will be insured for 1 million already. That's how much premium you are paying? Only 1,500 to 2,000 per year.
That's 1 year. So at least your house is insured for 1 million, right? Worst comes to worst, masunog, if there will be earthquake, there will be bagyo, mga untoward incident, or robbery, you'll get 1 million, right? By just paying 1,500 to 2,000 a year. But if you think your house is worth 4 million, you just have to double it, multiply it by 4, more or less 4,000, 5,000. That's not bad enough for a year, right? When you have a good night's sleep, if you travel, you feel better because worst comes to worst, if your house will be on fire or earthquake was struck, at least your house is insured. When you go back, you can build again another home through a home insurance company, right? That's very important. Sometimes adults will not look at this as important one unless we investment managers or financial experts will offer it to you, right? Car insurance. Everybody likes to have cars first. Students po mo, pangarap na ninyo na, right? So when you become an adult, or young adult, 21, 22, 23, you land a good job. And it's not difficult now to avail car loans. No? So when you have cars, you just have to make sure that you insure it. No? Avail car insurance for own damage, theft, and injuries, or even calamity. So if you have a car insurance covered, if your car is covered with a car insurance, for example, your car is on fire, so that's covered. But whatever the value of your car at that year, the market value of that car, for example, it's still 1 million, then you get 1 million. But of course, it depends on the third party because the third party adjuster will have to evaluate the value of your car. Okay, because your vehicle will depreciate year on year. So, for example, you are still new in driving, and when you drive back, you hit your gate, so there are dents at the back. So don't you worry, because the insurance company will take care of it. So for example, for 1 million, you will only have to pay about 25,000 premium for 1 year. Sometimes 25,000 is already big, no? But you can talk to your insurance guy to pay it in 3 months. You can pay it in 3 months monthly installments. At least for a year, whatever happens to your car, there will be dents or untoward incidents, it is covered. So it can be repaired or it can be replaced, depending on the adjuster. Okay, that is how important getting an insurance is. Now we go to the last part. No, this is building your savings. Very important, especially you students. No, start by putting away as much of your excess income as possible. Make savings a priority in your life. Even if your budget is small, tweak your finances so that you save greater than 10% of your total earnings. Start saving young. Even if you're still in school, saving is still important. People who save will treat it more as an ethic than necessity. If you save early, then invest that savings wisely. A small initial contribution can accumulate into a significant sum. It literally pays to be a forward-thinking or advanced thinker. Lots of people struggle with this. So it is important to start developing this habit early. It is tempting to spend your money first and then save whatever is left over. But you will end up limiting how much you save this way. Instead, pay your bills first, contribute your savings, and then use a little on yourself. In the words of Warren Buffett, do not save what is left over after spending, but spend what is left over after saving. So what does it mean? You save first, whatever is left after savings, that's the funds that you will be spending. Baliktad kang Warren Buffett. And that's how he became one of the richest men in the world. Now that your budget is in place, you can identify areas where you may be able to spend less and save toward your longer term goals. Like so many things in life, budgeting and saving are skills that take time and practice to get just right. If you find yourself making mistakes or going over budget now and then, don't worry. You can make adjustments to get back on track. Just keep focusing on building healthy financial habits that will serve you for many years to come. The next tip under build your savings is start an emergency fund. Start an emergency fund. I have slightly discussed this also earlier. Having expendable income means not having debt. Not having debt means being prepared for emergencies. Therefore, a rainy day fund can really help you out when it comes to saving money. Think about it like this. Your car breaks down and you suddenly have 20,000 in extra payments. You didn't plan on this happening. So you have to take out a loan. Credit is tightening up. Lisod kay mangutang ron. So your interest rates might be pretty high. Pretty soon, you're paying 8 to 10% on your loan, which cuts into your ability to pay or to save, for the next half year. So how can you save when you're paying for the interest, right? So if you have an emergency fund, you can have avoided bringing on the debt and the associated interest rates in the first place. So that means being prepared really pays. Having a financial safety net is an essential part of being independent. In order to prepare for emergencies and avoid unexpected debt, getting in the habit of always setting aside part of your paycheck, like for example, 10% of your earnings, it is a good benchmark. It is a mental trick that makes it easier to save. Work on saving up your emergency fund. Whether it's an essential car repair, hospitalization, or something more major, everyone needs to save up when large expenses arise, which they inevitably will. Along the same lines, saving up for a big purchase can be a fun way to develop discipline in spending. The next part is when you have started saving for retirement and put money in your emergency fund. Put away 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. Again, saving is all about being prepared for the uncertainty of it all. If you are unexpectedly laid off work or your company reduces your commission, you don't want to take on debt in order to finance your life, right? Setting aside 3, 6, or even 9 months worth of expenses will help ensure that you are in the clear even if disaster strikes. But this is not happening. A lot of our fellow Filipinos have been suffering, especially during the pandemic last year. Everyone is not prepared. I, myself, is not prepared. It's good that I still have extra little cash in me. And I still have a job to lean on. What about the others? Those who lose their job. And I think some of your family, your parents are affected also. So if you are not prepared for this uncertainty, where will you get the money to pay for all the fixed expenses that you have to pay every month? Your phone bills, your cable, your food, electricity, water. Where will you get the money to pay all this if you have not prepared yourself? So it is very important to save, to put money, save emergency fund 3 to 6 months. So that during this period, even if you are laid off, you don't have a job, you can still look for a job within 3 months. So at least your 3 months is already insured. You can already pay off for your expenses. And then within the 3 months, you find a job. Don't tell me you cannot find a job for 3 months or 6 months. So at least you still have uh, a good night's sleep, because the next 3 to 6 months you can still afford to pay for all the expenses and for all the needs of your family, because you already put up an emergency fund or savings. Begin paying off debt once you are established. Whether it's credit card debt or debt left on your mortgage, having debt can seriously cut into your ability to save. Start with debt that has the highest interest rate. If it's your mortgage, try paying off larger chunks of it, but focus on non-mortgage payment first. Then move on to your second highest rate loan and begin paying that off. Move down the line in decreasing order until you have paid off your entire debt load. So if you have extra money, you just have to prioritize those debts that have high interest rate. You have to prioritize to pay it off, because that will eat up your budget, that will eat up your savings. Your money will go to your interest. But of course, we could get away with that because that's already there. But that's the key. You pay off first those with high interest rates. Honestly, most college students are living on a tight budget. If not, they are likely students getting themselves into a cycle of debt. While neither is fun or easy, you can become smarter about the way you spend your money. In the long term, the key to financial success is being aware of how you are spending your money. So this year, or the year is about to end, perhaps next year, you now establish saving goals for yourself. Okay, this is how you stretch your peso, your money further, with the following money saving tips. These are the few money saving tips. Buy or rent used textbooks and sell last semester's books back. Are you doing this? Textbooks can be super expensive, and I know this. And you may not need to keep them all, right? Just try renting. And if you already have those books, then you can sell it to the new level that's following you. And I have done that also, but very minimal. It's okay, 50% perhaps. Next is don't make impulse purchases. These are a little somehow summary of some, and some were added, no, the money saving tips. Don't make impulse purchases. Instead, set goals to save each month for fun purchase for yourself, or put an item in your shopping cart and revisit it later. There are a lot, no? We have Shopee, we have Lazada, always notifying Shopee. Yeah. So tendency is you will have to open your Shopee, and you have items there it's very enticing. Just put it in the shopping cart and perhaps revisit it. No? Don't be enticed to buy it right away. Don't be an impulsive buyer. This will help you determine if you really need to make that purchase. So at least you have time back to think it over. Oh. Because if you look at that, Shopee is now notifying when you open it. You really love that item. But if you just put it in the shopping cart, you have just to, how do you call this? How do you call that when you put in the cart? It's there. You can just revisit it. Then at least you still have time if you really need a purchase, right? So with that, you stop yourself from being an impulsive buyer. Okay? So to avoid impulse purchases, stop dwelling in online shopping sites unless you already know what you need. Stop visiting Shopee, Lazada. It's really tempting. And I myself is buying also through this item because the malls that we have, some of them do not have this item. So we just look at Lazada and Shopee, right? And it's cheaper because they're not paying for the rent. They don't pay less on overhead costs, right? Next is never go grocery shopping when you are hungry. If you decide to go to the grocery store on an empty stomach, Before you know it, you'll have spent way too much money on your junk foods, burgers, Siopaw at 7-Eleven. See? You better go there with no empty stomach, because you don't, at least it will avoid you to buy those extra items. Next is limit the number of times you eat out monthly. Students love to go out. I used to love to go out, but my my friends before, no, we used to go to at Limanis. Limanis is no longer. It's already closing. It's already closed. Limanis used to be in front of Panda Ice Cream. That's where usually Suleiman students hang out. There's a billiard, there's beer, good music. So we only go out every Friday. But when you become an adult, you have a family, you tend to go out, especially karong pandemic, no? Na lesser our family outing or family bonding outside reduces, no? But now we're in opening again. I just visited, I went to Dumaguete last week, a weekend. Oh my God, there were car shows, motorcycle shows, and a lot of people are going out. Kids, their parents are bringing along their kids as young as 1 year old, 2 years old. They're not afraid of COVID anymore. So, just still have to be very careful. So limit the number of times you eat out monthly. Truth be told, the pandemic has really helped us out with this one. But eating out can add up quick, no? Because it also becomes expensive, because we always tend to just have to order through Grab Food, order to Food Panda, and they add up for the charges, right? So plan on ordering takeout. Eat once a month, not a couple of times a week. Save up your money, college students, save up your money. Control or cut out the devices. Okay? Smoking, vaping, very familiar. And alcohol drinking are terrible for you and expensive, especially smoking, since it may lead you to spend hundreds on a weekly basis. And it's not good for your health. But if difficult to stop, take it moderately and limit it. Okay? You know how much it's the cigarette now? It's 30 pesos. But a lot of cigarette smokers are still buying it because they are already addicted to it. It's just a waste of money for me because I'm not smoking. If you look at the money that you just spent, you wasted for this, and it's not also good for your health. But this is not a one to those who are smoking. That's still your call. But this is just a way of advising you. Next is always pay bills on time to avoid late fees. These late fees are not cheap. Adding an extra 50 pesos or 100 to your bill makes it a lot harder for you to lower the balance. Okay? It will add up, man. Every time you incur late fees. Then if you have a credit card, pay it off quickly as possible. Credit cards are a great way to establish credit, but a bad credit score will follow you everywhere. If you're using 50% of your credit limit, you'll have a higher interest rate. Walk. Use public transportation or ride a bike instead of having a car. I know students now in Suleiman have their own cars. Some are walking, some are riding public vehicles. It's your choice, depending on your wants, or depending if it's really a need for you now to do that. Vehicle maintenance and gas can add up so quick. No? The less you must use your car, the more money you will save. Plus, it's good for the environment. Ride jeepneys with pride. It's not about whether you can afford taxis or ride-sharing services. It is about your humility and willingness to be as practical as possible. However, if you think there is a need to, then it's your call. However, you can still offer carpool and perhaps share on the cost of your gas. Then live with others so you can split rent and utilities. We have a lot of students from Mindanao. I have a lot of classmates way back coming from Mindanao. So they rented apartments, rented dormitories. It helps you divide costs and ask for money without the awkwardness, di ka maulaw, because he is or she's also staying. Yeah. It is a way of saving on costs. If it is okay for you to have someone else in an apartment or condo, then it's a better option to share on the rental and other expenses. Right? Cut out expensive cable packages you don't need. Sometimes students, they're staying in an apartment, they have to watch television, so they tend to have a cable. They install cable, let their parents install cable. Why don't you just opt for streaming services like Netflix na lang? Ako, I have field products. I have 2 extension rooms. So I pay 460, 450, 400 much? I am paying 570, 510 with 2 extension rooms. But the extension room, we're never using it because everyone has a gadget. We have our living room, we have a big television, but we're not watching TVs anymore. We are watching Netflix. Netflix na. If my kids have their own, so they can watch Netflix on their laptops and their iPads. But I still love to have field products or cable in my home because I love to watch news. So I go for ANC, CNN Philippines, Fox News, but only limited channels. But I'm paying for 500 something a month. Wala pa ilabot on Netflix because Netflix you have to pay additional 500 pesos on top of your phone bills, depending on where you want to charge it. No? So that depends also on you. No? For students, if you love to have television, if you love to cable, so be it. But there are also cables now that are using like the Signal, Sky Cable before. They're paying minimal of 100 pesos, 200 pesos, depending on what channels you like. No? But that depends on you. No? Next is consider more basic phone packages. If your parents bought you postpaid phones, then be sure that the plan includes unlimited texting and reasonable data fees. No, but it depends also on you. If you are a massive text savvy or you use a lot of your mobile data, then be. But if you only use minimal text messaging or phone calls, you can just buy your mga 20 pesos or how do you call this? Unlimited calls for one day, 2 days, depending on for students. I think that is applicable to you. For me, I seldom use my cell phone, not so busy, so I really go for phone postpaid. Sell what you no longer use or need. These money saving tips are not only for during your college. This can be applied also when you become an adult, when you go to work, when you are in a real life, real world work, or when you become a parent. This can be applied also. Sell what you no longer use or need. There are plenty of stores and websites and apps where you can sell your used clothing, furnitures, and other tech items. Those are some popular places to start making extra cash, right? So you have unused mga clothings na you think this can still be used by others. You feel that you can sell it online, so be it, right? Don't buy unnecessary school supplies. Limit only those that are needed during the school year. And perhaps reuse some school items that can still be used. Sometimes you have notebooks. We only wrote there about 2 to 3, 4, 5 pages, 6 pages. So you can just tear it off, then you can use that in the next school year. At least you can recycle, reuse old school supplies. At least you save, right? Don't buy books you will only need for a short period of time. If you only need a book for a few weeks, check it out from the library instead. If you love the piece and will reference it again, consider buying a used version through online. Take advantage of what your campus has to offer in terms of activities rather than spending money on going out. But of course, this is not happening right now because of the pandemic. But if next year, God will allow, ITF will allow us, of course, we will be enjoying. No? So many campuses have a lot of events and activities. Like some schools are offering movie nights, more social events. They are cheaper, of course, because they're free. So you can plan it out. Then skip expensive summer break and summer trips. This is where most of our money goes to. Very expensive summer break and summer trips. Especially students. Hey, Asata, where do we go? I mean, after you will now be telling your parents, Mom, Dad, Ma, Pa, we're so exhausted with our college life. I mean, we have got lots of exams. We're too tired, but it's good that I was able to pass and had a great grades. So I think it's time for us to unwind ourselves. So that's where they're, of course, as we parents, if we can afford, we can provide. You know? But if you can, say your parents will say, okay, I'll give you 5,000. Later on, you will say, "Hi, Mom, I will not just, I will just forgo with my plan because I have some fun." Me as a parent would love to say, okay, you just keep the 5,000 for yourself because that's already a giveaway. Because in our mindset, that's already an expense. But because you change your mind, as a parent, I also feel safe on you because you're in the house. And the 5,000, that's for you already. You can save it. But I'm not telling you that you just say, "Oh, I'll go to summer break," and then later on you back out because you wanted to get the money. But not all parents are doing that. So some parents will take back the money also. But anyway, so skip expensive summer break and summer trips. No? Look into other alternatives like volunteering. There are a lot of mga charities, no, that you can volunteer or religious. No? By doing this, you also enhance your chances of landing in voluntary, internships, no, scholarships. There are a lot. And of course, very important, students, go to class. Okay, if you're a college student, which you're paying for it. Skipping is like throwing money out of the window. Knowledge is expensive. So be sure to make the most out of your parents' investment. Do not waste your parents' money because we are not getting it from elsewhere. We just don't get it from the floor, from other people's pocket. We sacrifice for it. We work for it. So in return, we are expecting you to do good in your studies. Because this is not for us, but it's for your future. Because as parents, we are not always here to spend for you, to cuddle you, to let you stay in our house, because time will come that we will go up, right? Of course, because we are already in our golden age. I'm not at 50, huh? I'm just saying golden age. So, I mean, you have to take care of the parents' investment to you, which is education, because that is all for you, for your own good. Okay, that is not for us. That is for your future. Drink water. Just buy bottled water. Bottled water are exposed to sunlight. Don't you know? You buy bottled water, they're just exposed outside. Some of the stores, some grocery store, just place the bottled water outside. Perhaps contaminated or what? Right? So you can save also. No? Why don't you save water? How? Water is free and of course it's better for you, right? You just have to fill a reusable bottle container. Take it with you rather than buying bottled water. Yeah? if everyone has a water dispenser, so before you go to school, before you go somewhere else, you bring a bottle of water with you. No? Sometimes it's kuan lang. Sometimes ang uban kapuyan bit-bit ng bottle of water container, but that's a practical way because imagine 20 pesos. 20 pesos is just like this. Then in a few hours, mahurot na siya. Then you buy another bottle of water. How much will that cost you? 40 pesos in a day, 60 pesos in a day, or perhaps 100 pesos in a day. And that's already a saving, right? Okay. The next is make your own coffee. Yeah, everybody loves Starbucks, Boss Coffee. Yeah. Coffee Bean is coming to town. Right? Coffee Bean, I think Coffee Bean will be I think it's already in town. Hapit na sa Dumaguete. Well, coffee shops are convenient. Of course, you have it's aircon, internet ready. They charge hefty prices that really add up over time. So skipping Starbucks, Boss Coffee saves you at least 200 pesos each visit. Diba? Minimum 140 pesos, 150, 180, 200. I almost have been for this, no? But at least I'm from Bayawan, we seldom go to Dumaguete. So that's the only time you buy Starbucks. So the 200 pesos every time you go to a coffee shop, that's already a savings in that, no? But of course, if you have the extra funds, you're entitled to buy Starbucks. I'm not saying that don't buy Starbucks. Just limit or probably schedule it so that you can also save. And lastly, open a savings account that earns interest. Go to your bank. That's the first one. Many students are using larger mga online banking networks. Everything is online now. Even in RCBC, you can open an account through online. You don't need to go to the bank. You just have to download RCBC app in Play Store or App Store. Then once you downloaded RCBC app, you just have to click there, enroll. Once you click enroll, there will be instructions. You'll just be filling up information. That's how easy it is. You don't have to go to the bank anymore. You will be automatically provided with an account number. Once you have an account number, you are given 30 days to deposit. Even if you don't have deposit, you can give 30 days to deposit. You can make fund transfer if you have other banks. Your parents have extra funds from other banks, so they can just make fund transfer, so that you can have your account can have a deposit. Okay. There are many advantages to working while you are in college. It looks great when you begin to apply for jobs, especially if you can find work in your field. Finding a good college job will make it easier to manage your money and gain work experience while in school. I still remember with I have few classmates who are working, some of them are assigned in the guidance counselor office, some are assigned in the CBA offices and other colleges, and they're earning. They're given at that time. I don't know now. Okay. You might even benefit from tuition assistance and other employee benefits offered by company. Plus, the more money you put towards tuition, the less you have to borrow, which will save you in the long run. If you choose to work only during summers, make the most of your summer job. Consider picking up extra shifts in order to stash a little extra away. You might also take an internship. Sometimes there are interns that are paid by the companies, or they are given allowances, or you'll combine an income with real-world experience. You might opt to work full-time and go to school part-time to avoid going into debt. Sometimes you are only allowed to get these units, so you have extra time to do some part-time job, right? While it makes for a very full schedule, this work experience can help you as you plan your transition from school to the workplace. It will not be difficult for you once you land a job because you already have an experience. Success doesn't happen overnight. So keep working on these habits every day. As a college student, you may not have a ton of extra money now, but making smart decisions about how to pay for college could help you keep more of your hard-earned money after you graduate. If you follow these steps, you'll be able to create a healthy balance and a solid financial foundation for the future. Those are the uh, few money saving tips and some tips on how to manage your finances. At the end, I would like to thank you for your invitation. Now it's my turn to invite you to visit RCBC and open an account with us. How's that for a startup? Let's talk. Good afternoon and thank you once again, CBA students, and to Sir Rene and to the rest of the faculty who are joining this engagement. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Barron. I agree with what you said earlier that creating a budget is easy, but then sticking to the budget is definitely complicated, especially now that our money world has become complex because we have to start being independent and we should not depend now on our parents' monthly ayuda to us. So thank you so much for sharing some points to take note of. When handling our personal finances. It definitely pays off to start early, save, and to be money wise with our investments. Again, everyone, join me with a virtual round of applause for Mr. Erwin Barron. Okay, so if you have any questions for our speaker, just chat them away on our conference right now because I am sure our speaker would gladly answer them. Please have them in this format or dash name, which is optional, your pronouns, then your question, and send them to our organizers, Res, Jillian, or Pauline. Okay, so again, the format is your org, under dash name, dash pronouns, then your question, and send them to our organizers, Raz, Jillian, or Pauline. Again, thank you so much, sir, for sharing us some notes to take note of. Okay, while you're still... Thank you, sir. While you're still typing your questions, guys, or while you are formulating the idea, it is better, right, nga natay background music para mas feel nato tong questions ba. So, with that said, join me in giving another warm welcome to our songorist of the afternoon, Mr. Neomark Santillan, who will be serenading us for this afternoon's intermission.
and alone I'm feeling. You give me a meaning to my life. Yes, I've gone beyond existing, and it all began when I met you. You give me a meaning to my life. Yes, I've gone beyond existing, and it all began, and it all began, and it all began when I met you.
All right, thank you so much for that, Neo Mark. You have such a nice voice. Kuan daw, regards daw si John Hart. Lami daw kay kag voice. Anyways, again, thank you for that, Neo Mark. If nga na dagay akong voice kay di jud ko mahilom whole day. Then akong kantahan ra si Hart. Okay, at this point, everyone, we will now have our Q&A portion, where it is our chance to engage with our speaker about personal problems or kaya mga problems sa atong parents na we would want perspective from different people's side. So if you have questions, again, just chat them on our chat box below on this format, org-name, which is optional, your pronouns, and then your questions. Send them to our organizers, Pauline, Rez, or Billian. Okay, can we have our questions right now? Okay. So again, if you have any questions, guys, just chat them away. Our speaker will gladly answer them. Okay. For our first question, we have from Maybell from Yes. She asked, "Sir, what do you think is the most worthy asset to be invested that should be started as soon as possible?" Again, what do you think is the most worthy asset to be invested that should be started as soon as possible? Sir?
Well, yes, worthy asset. If you have the funds, buying of course, a land is very important. Buying a property. If you have that funds, because it appreciates, especially at this moment, no, buying a property, the value of the property is really, let's say, going up, because a lot of this is the very good time to buy, because a lot of our fellow Filipinos are selling their properties also. If you have that funds, grab that opportunity, because a lot of our, especially in our areas like in Bayawan, there are a lot of our Filipinos who really needed extra funds. No, they need extra funds, so that is why they are selling their assets. And if you are, let us say, it's not you're opportunistic, but it is an opportunity for you to buy them, because if they are selling it at lower price because of the need to sell it, because the times are really hard these days. And if you have that funds, go for it, because the value of land property is really going up. It never depreciates, it appreciates. It's a worthy asset. And another thing is that if you have these assets, you can also you can use this as a collateral for you to take out loans also. So to start up with a business. So it's a shall I say two stones. You hit two stones. No, you buy at a lesser price, and at the same time you can use it to open your own business, because you can use it as a collateral to take out loans. But that depends on the stages of your life, if we are saying that you're already an adult, young adult, then that's it, because you're starting. But if you're still a student, perhaps you got your money from your parents, I suppose. Thank you.
Okay, to Maybell, invest on properties, and you can use that, especially now that it's not that pricey and to be used as collateral. Okay, sir, thank you for that. For our next question, we have from SUJ Finex. How do I balance my budget with self-reward?
Well, self-reward, everybody deserves to reward himself, no, or herself. When we give ourselves, treats, we feel energized, right? We feel cared of and contented, which boosts our self-command, because self-command helps us maintain our healthy habits. On the other hand, when you don't get any treats, you feel depleted, resentful, and of course angry, and you justified in self-indulgence. Imagine that you have poured in all the hard work, but you don't get anything in return. How does that make you feel? Not good, right? That's why rewarding yourself for your hard work is important. Imagine rewarding yourself with a spa, like you go to a spa. You pamper yourself with a new hairdo. You take a day off and do whatever you love. You go shopping spree. Of course, you go overseas. You go for a vacation. How these treats make you feel? As a result, you become more motivated, right? And driven to do the tasks. And you will look forward to doing the task because it makes you feel good. Because there is a reward after the hard work. Although these are all self-satisfying, these are all self-satisfying indeed. But comes your dilemma which is how to balance your budget. Foremost, you have to look at your savings, of course, or your excess funds. If the things that you want to do to reward yourself is enough to cover the extra savings, then go for it. However, if you think you can only do so with a few hundred or thousand, so be it. Do not force your budget that you tend to loosen up some other stuff, right? Remember, you have fixed expenses, monthly expenses that you have to settle every month. Do not force it. You can still reward yourself in some other time once your budget fits in, right? Thank you. And by the way, the one that the first question, I'm not saying that properties are cheap now, huh? It depends on the area, right? It depends on the area. Okay.
Okay, so thank you for that. Next question we have. I have read quotes online that says invest early or start investing at a young age. This puts a lot of pressure on me given that I am still relying on my parents. Is it okay to invest?
Come again. Sorry.
I have read quotes online that says invest early or start investing at a young age. This puts a lot of pressure on me given that I am still relying on my parents' money. Is it okay to invest late? Sir, I am sorry, you are muted po. Just click lang po.
Okay. As when we were young, we were told that saving money is one of the most important things you can ever do in your life, right? On occasion, we would follow that advice. Then later on, as we grow older, we become adult, we spend most of our money away. That's reality. We forgot what was taught to us. Now, as an adult, there are kind of compelling reasons why you should take early savings seriously. That reason is called compounding interest. And it's going to change the way you look at money, savings, and investing. You know what compounding interest, right? Let us say You invest 50,000 pesos in a mutual fund in a bank, like what I said earlier, UITF. If you invest 50,000 pesos and earns 2.5% interest per year, that's reality hub. You might be shocked. 2.5, that's only a year. Yeah, that's reality because the banks are liquid now, very liquid. So if you earn 2.5% interest per year, so at the end of the year, you earn 1,250 pesos. So your initial investment will now be 51,250 because your 50,000, you multiplied it by 1.025, the interest, that becomes 51,250. And on the second year, the 51,250 will now become your principal amount, right? So you multiply again that by 1.025. Oh, so that becomes 52 something, and so on and so forth, right? Rather than you invest late. If you are 30 years old, if you compare it to the 20 years old that invested earlier, your 50,000 will only be 51,250 compared to the 20-year-old that invested at age 20. When he becomes 30 at your age, his 50,000 probably will already become 60,000 or 70,000 compared to the one who invested late, right? You got the point, the scenario how compounding interest is done. So it's really better to invest early. So you notice the increase in the amount of the earnings, no, as you go on a year to year. That's because your interest is on top of the accumulated interest earned from the previous years. Now here's the interesting part. I mean, because when you invest, you can also top up additional funds. So probably by age 22 or by age 25, your 50,000 now becomes probably 55,000 or 56,000. When you turn age 55, when you turn 55, probably you have 25 years old. I mean, probably you have extra funds there. You have allocated 50,000, so you can top it up. So you can add up the 50,000 to your initial investment of which is now probably 55,000. So that makes 105,000. So the higher your investment, the higher, of course, the interest that you earn in that year, and so on and so forth, because it's compounded. You just let it roll over every year. So parang you just kalimtan lang nimo tong investment. Little do you know that at the age of 40, when you need the funds, it's already to 300,000, 500,000 or more, right? So it really pays off if you invest early. So savvy investors understand the benefits of investing early and taking advantage of the potential gains, because to make riskier moves. So those who begin to invest in life, late in life, I mean, are often inherently more cautious na sila. Mahadlok na, because what if at age 50 or for example 60, that's already late, right? If I invest my retirement funds to this and that, what if the returns will be low, or what if it will turn out negative? I don't earn or I lose the funds. How can I enjoy my retirement? How can I outlive my retirement? What will I do? I cannot enjoy my retirement because my funds are already lost. Because that's opportunity lost. So that's why if you invest early, you tend to doubt the investment. Okay, you wanted a secure one. So that is why most of the clients that are 60 years old, 65 to 70, and are investing in time deposit because it's fixed, it's low risk, it's guaranteed that we will earn this and that. So investing early allows you to develop disciplined spending habits by focusing on your budget and cutting expenses when needed. The goal here is to earn money, no, by saving money. Earn money by saving money. This is impossible with poor spending habits and a life full of impulse buying. Through early investment, the lessons learned will pay off in the long run, especially when you have even more capital to work and with unrestrained is needed. So even if you rely solely on your parents' money or allowance, you can still save by looking back at the cited topic earlier, the ones that I mentioned earlier, on setting up a budget and of course saving up on few things. No matter how small it is, once it will accumulate in the course of time, and with that, you can turn that savings into an investment. So the early bird gets the worm is an idiom worth adhering to. The earlier you begin investing, the better your personal financial situation will be down the line. Compared to your counterparts whom you have chosen to invest later in life, over time you will be able to afford things that others can't. Mulahin na sila, but you are, because you invested earlier, you already ripe those investments. When you turn your age to that late investor. So, mo pa pag-invest niya, but ikaw, you are already earning. You are already enjoying the fruits of your investment. Additionally, in addition, at some point, your finances may become unstable. But by investing early, you will be prepared to face life's hardships. Sayo na lang because you are already prepared. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you for that. I hope that answers the question. I believe it has no meaning. So, yeah, I hope that helped you that it really is better. Sir, we would like to, the noise of the papers are getting picked up by the mic daw po. So, we would like to like pagalayo lang gur ang notes, sir. Thank you so much. Okay. For another question, we have Mark from SUJPIA. He asked, good afternoon, sir. Talking about investment, do you recommend investing in Bitcoin investments and cryptocurrency, taking note how volatile, risky, and unregulated they are?
Yeah, that is why I have not mentioned cryptocurrency. I am not really recommending it for now, because it is not yet well regulated by BSP. They're just still coming up with circulars, and it is not acceptable worldwide. And even in the Philippines, virtual currencies are not yet. When you talk about Bitcoin, good for those who started. They are, when you invest into these cryptocurrencies, if you are really a high risk taker. I mean, you really risk high on this particular investment. You've heard a lot of news now when Bitcoin shoot up to $50,000 from its original $1,000. Imagine the earnings that you get out of it. It's good if you withdraw or redeem your funds, but look at when Elon Musk issued a Twitter, it immediately go down to 37,000, 30,000. So if it's good if you have invested earlier, as I said, but if you have invested when Bitcoin was, let us say, was priced at 40,000, then the Bitcoin dropped to 37,000, so you lose. Tendency is you will be afraid because it's already 37,000, it's already 35,000, and I invested 40,000, so I lose 5,000. It's an emotional. You feel emotional stress out of it. The tendency is people just I'll just redeem, or I'll just withdraw the funds again. I will just withdraw it because it might go down pa. So although I do not suggest that you, when your investment is going down, do not withdraw it or redeem it, because there's no other way but to go up. Mubalik lang na siya. It's just a paper loss. So we'll just see there, the fund, when I invested, it's 40,000, and now it becomes 35,000. I lose $5,000. But if I will withdraw it, it becomes a physical loss. Makita man mo na lakansin na ka because, of course, you withdraw it. But if you just stay it there and invest it, reinvest, you invest, later on you will be able to recover it, because the market will really recover. And like now, every time na I tweet si kuan, no? Si Elon Musk, you know how volatile the market is. It really creates something. So you have to be very careful when you invest to cryptocurrency. Perhaps you can start with low. Do not invest much on it pa. Okay? It's not it's not accepted worldwide. Like in China. China is coming up with their own, and they are not accepting Bitcoin. So what happens? It dropped also. So that's why you have to be very careful with Bitcoins, virtual currency. So that's why I did not pero some of you can probably start up. It's small. We have Ethereum. We have some virtual currencies that are minimal pa ang ilahang investment. You can try. You can ay lang padak maayo because it's not yet worldwide accepted. And BSP will just be coming up with a circular pa on this. Thank you.
Okay, sir. I believe that is our last question for this afternoon. Thank you so much to everyone who asked. And thank you also, sir, for imparting with us your knowledge and your expertise. Okay, everyone, at this juncture, please direct your attention to our chat box because our organizers will be sending the attendance form for them to take note of your presence this afternoon. Moreover, you can also find the feedback form there. So kindly fill those up real quick and let us know your thoughts about our webinar this afternoon. Okay, at this juncture, friends, allow us to show our gratitude to our speaker for giving us his time and presence this afternoon. So we present you this certificate, Mr. Erwin Barron. This certificate is proudly presented to Mr. Erwin Barron for imparting his time, efforts, and expertise as resource speaker for Moneywise, a financial literacy webinar. Given this 24th day of November 2021 at the College of Business Administration, Silliman University, Hebard Avenue, Dumaguete City. Signed by the Vice President of SUJ Finex, Ms. Jespearl M. Banogbanog, and also with the President, Renz Salvador O. Malo, and of course, with the SUJ Finex Advisor, Assistant Professor Rafael Hunteria. Thank you so much again, sir. And along with that, we have this plaque of appreciation for you that will be sent daw, sir, right in front of your door. So, abang-abang lang daw, sir, kaya na daw manuktok, ipahatod daw ni door-to-door daw, sir. So, again, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you to Sir Rene and to the organizers and to our host, Gian. Thank you.
Of course, sir. Thank you again. And also, we would like to appreciate all the faculty who are with us this afternoon. So this certificate of appreciation is given to Assistant Professor Rene Rafael Hunterial, signed by Jespearl Banogbanog and Renz Malo. The same citation is given to Mrs. Walji Rafal and also to Assistant Professor Marivic G. Jano, MBA. Thank you so much to our professors who are with us this afternoon. Okay, now as we near the end of our program, everyone, let me call on to our virtual floor our ever so heartwarming and dynamic SUJ Finex President, Mr. Renz Malo, for the closing remarks.
Hello, good afternoon. Am I heard lang?
Yes, Renz.
Yes, thank you, Jian. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Silliman University Junior Financial Executives, I'd like to thank the following people who contributed to the success of this year's celebration of Economic and Financial Literacy Week. First and foremost, to Mr. Erwin Barron, the branch manager of RCBC Bayawan, who took the challenge to be this afternoon's resource speaker. Sir, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I hope that thank you, sir. Thank you. I hope that it's been both a pleasure and a profit in joining us this afternoon.
Yeah.
To Kuya Mo, Mr. Moses Joshua Atega, for being the head judge of our poster making contest. Thank you very much, sir. We would also like to thank the faculty in the FM program, headed by our advisor, Assistant Professor Rene Rafael Hunterial, for your guidance and feedback in the work of the organization. Also, I think the faculty present this afternoon, I think Ma'am Rafal is here. Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you very much for having us this afternoon. Also to Ma'am Diano from SUJ Loop, thank you, ma'am. We would also like to thank our college dean, Dr. Gloria G. Futalan, for allowing us to organize these events for the EFL Week celebration. And we hope to organize more activities that will contribute towards a financially stable and economically conscious society. Lastly, let me thank the people behind this successful EFL Week celebration. To Ms. Jespearl Banogbanog and Ms. Anne Bernadette Ramon for organizing this webinar and the poster making competition, respectively. To Mr. Chad Nathaniel San, who led the design teams and headed the info drive. To the officers and working committees of SUJ Finex. To all partners, participants, and to you FM majors, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. To one and all, thank you very much, and God bless us all.
Thank you for that, Rance. Thank you again to everyone who made this event very possible. At this point, friends, can I ask everyone to turn on their cameras and have their best smiles for the photo opportunity? I will be giving you 5 counts to prepare yourselves and requesting our organizers to handle the photo opportunity. Okay. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I can see your faces. Thank you so much. Okay, tech team, are we all good? Can I request to be not spotlighted para makita ang all? Okay, sige, go. Perfect. In 3, 2, 1. Smile. Second slide. In 3, 2, 1. Smile. Okay, third slide. 3, 2, 1. Smile. Fourth slide. 3, 2, 1. Smile. And for our last slide. 3, 2, 1. Smile. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for opening your cam and for joining us this afternoon. All right, that is the end of our Moneywise webinar this afternoon. That is brought to you by Silliman University Junior Financial Executives. I can tell, if you can tell that you are now money wiser, can you guys send us heart reactions? Send us your heart reactions, guys. Okay, thank you so much. I can see a lot of heart reactions in the participants column. Okay. Again, thank you for joining us this afternoon, and we hope we added value to your knowledge on personal finances and budgeting. To our speakers, sir, again, thank you so much from in behalf of all the organizers. Thank you for giving us your time and for teaching us to be not future palautang and to be not in the pool of, or to be not in the cycle of debt in the future. To the organizers, thank you for making a financial literacy webinar and congratulations for a very successful event. We would also like to thank Mr. Neo Mark Santillan for his intermission number. So again, this is your host, GNK, from the Silliman University League of Hosts, saying, allow your dreams to be your reality, just one step at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for quality hosting within and beyond the portals, you can always contact our organization, Silliman University League of Hosts. Okay, everyone, thank you once again, and join us in the singing of our Silliman song. Take care and happy Fiesta Dumaguete!
Breeze.
Happy Fiesta, guys! Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.